What's up, folks? Today I have another coffee subscription service review. This is Moustache Coffee Club, a US-based coffee subscription service that basically distinguishes itself by sending you freshly roasted, single origin specialty coffee. So it's pretty niche within the coffee subscription umbrella. There's tons of services out there, and you're probably wanting to know what makes Moustache different. So pretty much what I mentioned, I mean, lots of coffee subscription services, of course, have single origin coffee. They have specialty coffee, but some of them maybe don't deliver the coffee as freshly than others, and then some might also integrate different types of coffee, such as blends. These guys, as I said, they only focus on single origin coffees, and it's a single roaster. So they roast the coffee themselves. They have an expert roaster in-house, and so far, based on my experience, he or she does a very excellent job with their roasting. So what comes in the box? Well, you get a bag of 12-ounce coffee or 6-ounce coffee if you choose that size as part of your plan. And then you get a little postcard, or I guess you can say this is an informational card, and it will tell you about the origin the coffee comes from, and it gives you some of the other common specs like altitude, grown, the processing method, varietals, and tasting notes. And this is not, again, this isn't really something that's unique to Moustache, but this is the only other thing that comes in your box aside from the coffee itself. So what do I like about Moustache Coffee Club? What are the pros? For starters, the coffee is super fresh. It's actually pretty funny because on the website they had a little bit of copy that said something like, "We invented the roast, or the drink after date." And the reason that's kind of funny, if you drink a lot of coffee and are accustomed to buying coffee at, say, the grocery store or your local roaster, is that they have maybe a best buy date or drink before date. These guys have a drink after date, meaning it gets to you so fresh that it's too soon to drink. Because as you may already know, coffee, it has to degas after it's been roasted, and generally within those first few days it is a little bit too fresh to be consumed in its optimal state. So I'll show you an example of what that looks like, but most of the time I received the coffee a day before it was recommended to be drunk. What else did I like? Well, they have a decaf option, which I think is great, especially for the people that can't have that fully caffeinated coffee. You have the option to choose decaf if that is something that you are into. Something else that is unique about this coffee club is this Starbucks gift card exchange program they have, which I thought was really interesting. So basically, if you have some Starbucks gift cards that you either don't want to use or weren't planning on using, you could exchange those, or at least enter the codes on their website, and then Moustache will provide an equal amount of credit towards your subscription, which I think is awesome because, you know, a lot of people that are into this kind of specialty coffee that Moustache serves up are not into Starbucks generally, because it tends to not be as fresh and tends to lean on the darker side. I like that they have a weekly, bi-weekly, and a monthly subscription option. They also have something that I thought was pretty genius, in that you can pay up to 6 months or 12 months and they'll throw in an 8-cup Chemex. So obviously you would pay more up front, but it kind of works out to a pretty good deal, which I calculate for you in the written review linked below. Another thing I liked is that they had really good origin variety. I received coffees from Colombia, Rwanda, and Costa Rica. And the reason that this is diverse, I would say, is that I don't normally drink coffees from these origins very often. I tend to go after, Kenyans and Ethiopians, and I really could use a little bit more origin diversity. So of the coffees that were sent to me, pretty much all of them came from different origins except for 2. I got back-to-back Colombians in my first 2 shipments. Another thing I love is that the shipping is included or free, and it is very fast. As I mentioned before, you get your coffee, at least if you live on the West Coast like me, you get your coffee within 2 to 3 days. They also have a great referral program. You get $10 for anybody that you refer. $10 in credit, that is, and then they also get $10 to spend towards their subscription. There's also a free trial where they will send you, I believe, 2 ounces of coffee, and then you have a few days after that to decide if you want to continue. That's not something I was able to take advantage of, but that is an option. The last thing I really like about Moustache, and this could be a personal preference for sure, but I like that it's really hands-off. I was signed up, and then I pretty much didn't touch anything after that point. Of course, I played around with the website a little bit. I rated some of the coffees, as their emails tend to nudge you to do. But I like that they have kind of an AI, artificial intelligence, in place, or so they say, that basically chooses your coffees for you, and the only work you really have to do is sign up. But if you want to get a little bit better or more custom crafted coffees delivered to you, then you'll want to enter your own ratings for the coffees that you receive. So let's talk about some of the things I didn't like so much. For one, there is a way to pause your subscription, but there's no way to really pause it indefinitely like some of the other coffee subscription services I've used. So you could pause for 2 weeks in a row. So if you were receiving coffee every week, you could skip the next 2 shipments. You could skip the next shipment, but you can't skip anything beyond 2 weeks. So you can't kind of set your date to resume. And this kind of bothers me because it doesn't really put the ball in your court, if you will. Another thing that I think can be an issue for a lot of people is that there is no phone support. And this isn't just Moustache. I think a lot of coffee subscriptions, for whatever reason, do not have telephone support. Maybe we're just shifting towards more of a digital age, or these subscription companies are pretty limitedly staffed, but I think that some people would object to not having a phone number that they can dial. Now, another thing that is, again, subjective, but something that I wasn't too keen on, is that there's no real roaster variety. You get to try coffee from one roaster, and I think it's fun to receive coffee from different roasters because roasting does obviously have an effect on the way your coffee tastes. They have an excellent one in-house, but at the same time, I think it can be fun to receive coffee from different places in the world, not just based on where the coffee was grown, but also where it was roasted. And I think an element of that is getting kind of these fun, unique looking bags from every different roaster. This doesn't really present that option. All the bags look the same. The only difference is that they are not the same contents. The shipping dates also aren't customizable. You receive the coffee Thursday or Friday every week. And I don't think this is too big of an issue, but it could be for some people that, say, want to receive their coffee at the very beginning of the week versus the end of it. You can't really customize that. There is also very limited roast variety, so if you're into dark roasts or medium roasts, you're probably going to want to stay clear of this subscription because it doesn't really offer any. Now, that isn't to say they don't offer coffees of different profiles in terms of taste, but these are going to be lightly roasted coffee beans, and if you're not accustomed to that, then this might not be the service for you. And the last thing that I didn't really like about Moustache is that they don't have any blends. I don't really like blends myself, but I know a lot of people that drink coffee do like blends. So if you're looking for blends, this isn't the subscription service for you. So in light of what I liked and what I didn't like, let me kind of summarize who I think Moustache is for and who I don't think it's for. I think Moustache is a great coffee subscription service if you consider yourself a coffee snob that loves to try new origins and tends to brew more through manual methods and really appreciates the craft of coffee at home. So I think that this is a great option if your taste buds kind of align with the more acidic type of coffees out there, which isn't to say that they don't have more balanced, chocolatey, nutty type of coffees, but I would say that for the most part you're going to be skewed towards lighter roasts. And if you really value freshly roasted coffee, this is probably one of the best subscription services that you can sign up for, because it will deliver the coffee very, very quickly. Now, as far as who I don't think this subscription service is for, if you like blends, if you like dark roasts, if you like to try different roasters, then this is probably, or not probably, it's definitely not the coffee subscription for you. You're not going to be down with this subscription either if you want to customize everything from delivery to delivery. So it's not going to give you a whole lot of flexibility in kind of choosing what you want up front. It's more of a start and then we'll figure out what to send you later on. So it's a very hands-off subscription. If you're looking for something that is more hands-on, then Moustache probably isn't for you. So there you have it, folks. This is Moustache Coffee Club. I would say it's probably in the top 3 of those that I've tried, at least that I like personally. Of course, everybody's going to be different and value something that's different in the coffee that they get or the subscription service that they sign up for. So I would encourage you to check out my coffee subscription comparisons and my ultimate guide to coffee subscriptions to kind of steer you in the right direction in terms of which coffee subscription might be for you. I also have a quiz on my website that will ask you a few simple questions, and then it will make a custom recommendation for you based on what is probably a good coffee subscription service for you. Because I know there's a lot of them out there and it can be tough to choose and weigh all the different features and benefits. So thank you so much for watching. If you have a question about Moustache Coffee Club, feel free to leave it in the comments.